Okay, I've got an MGB block in the CNC. This block came to me from another machine shop to get line board. As you can see, it's all painted pretty and be ready to put together, which was happening, but the crank turned hard. So it got sent to me to get line board, and it needed it. But I just wanted to demonstrate something on bees that's a problem. And unless you do a lot of them, and, you know, you don't really notice these things. I've got a dial indicator on the deck now. The block's in here. It's leveled. It's on a 2-inch bar that runs between the headstock and the tailstock. It's perfectly dead level. Any block that goes in the CNC is mounted on the mains, which is the way it should be done. But I just want to show the deck on this block. Now I got the indicator on the end of the block. As you can see, we're right on 0. Now I'm going to travel between the first 2 cylinders, where I am now. Now you look where it's gone, 3 thou in that short amount of distance. As a matter of fact, if I come off center just a little bit, I can find an even worse spot. Yeah, it's 3.5 there. You go to the middle of the block. Well, it's 2, 2. And then back at the rear, it's back to 0. I mean, it's for a bee, that's quite remarkable. But end for end, it's absolutely perfect. Not always the case. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm sorry, I'm running the machine and holding the camera at the same time. I'm also going to show something that's prevalent on most every bee. I'm on the edge of the block, and we're at -1 as compared to the front and the back. Not a big shocker, but I'm going to travel across to the other side. See, there's our almost 4 thou dip right there. We're going to come to this side, and again we're at -1. So side to side, these blocks can also be quite bad. Now I'm going to, while I have it in there, the deck is level. Now I've got my machine set at A is the rotary, 0 degrees. I'm going to rotate the block 180 degrees. So in theory, the pan rails should be dead level. I'm going to go to 180. Here, I'll show you that on my dial here. Okay, I've rotated exactly 180 degrees. Now I'm going to let me back the camera up a little bit here. I need a camera operator. Now I'm going to put the indicator on the pan rail and find a spot here. Bear with me. Okay. Come on, zoom in there. All right, we're on 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel across to this pan rail. And see, we have -5. So the pan rails on this block are not square to the deck. So anytime a block is bored off the pan rails, this block, for instance, you know, the bores are not going to be square to the crank cylinder. Not a huge deal on a stock rebuild, but now the other thing that's interesting on this block, now I'm going to run end for end on the pan rails. Now most bees are not like this. I've zeroed on the front pan rail. Now I'm going to traverse all the way to the rear. I mean, it's within 1 thou. That's very unusual. It's the way it's supposed to be, but it's just not normally the case. Anyway, this is, you know, the block decking is something I think should be done every time. Not everybody feels that way, but in this case, you can see where that short where I traveled between the front and the numbers 1 and 2 cylinder, I probably traveled a little over 4 inches. And it dropped a full 3 thou. That's a lot to squeeze a head gasket, especially in an area where there's no head bolt near there, and that's the worst part of a head is right between the cylinders as far as the head gasket pressures. And so this block probably had head gasket issues its whole life, and it's not unlike a lot of bees I've seen.